You know that feeling when everyone around you seems to dive headfirst into relationships, friendships, or even group dynamics, and you're just watching, not judging them, not feeling lonely, just existing in your own emotional space, and somehow that feels more comfortable than getting close. If that's you, there's actual psychology behind why your brain works this way. And no, you're not cold, you're not broken. Your mindset is just wired differently when it comes to emotional attachment. Here's what most people don't understand. Society sees someone who doesn't get attached easily and immediately labels them emotionally unavailable, commitment-phobic, guarded. But people like you aren't avoiding connection because you're scared of it. You're just operating with a different type of emotional intelligence. Your brain doesn't assign value to closeness the same way others do. And that's not a flaw in your human behavior. It's actually a reflection of how you've learned to protect your energy and maintain self-awareness. You're not detached from people. You're just selective about where you invest emotionally. From a psychology perspective, people who don't get attached easily often have what's called a secure sense of self. Your brain doesn't need external validation to feel stable. Think of it like this. Some people's emotional systems are like plants that need constant watering from others. Yours is more like a cactus, self-sustaining, low maintenance. It doesn't mean you don't need connection, it just means your brain doesn't panic when it's not there. There's also something called attachment flexibility. Your mindset allows you to connect without clinging. You can enjoy someone's presence without needing them to complete you. And neurologically, your brain might have a higher threshold for oxytocin dependency. That's the bonding hormone. While some people get a huge rush from closeness and then crave it constantly, your brain chemistry stays more balanced. You don't chase the high of attachment because you don't experience the crash of separation as intensely. It's not emotional numbness, it's emotional equilibrium. And here's where people get it twisted. This trait isn't about being superior or more evolved. It's just a different way of experiencing human behavior. People who attach quickly aren't weak, and people like you aren't cold. It's about how your brain interprets safety. For some, closeness equals safety. For you, autonomy equals safety. Both are valid forms of emotional intelligence. The problem is, we live in a world that romanticizes intense attachment. So when you don't perform that, people assume something's wrong. But self-awareness means knowing that your version of connection doesn't have to look like everyone else's. That said, there's one thing worth being aware of. Sometimes this mindset can make it hard for others to feel secure with you, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because they're reading your calm as disinterest. And if you're not communicating your internal world, people might assume you don't care when you actually do. So the growth isn't about changing how you attach, it's about learning to show care in ways that others can recognize, even if your brain doesn't naturally scream it. If this felt like it was written for you, just know you're not alone. A lot of people experience this quietly and assume they're the only ones. Your psychology isn't a problem to fix, it's a pattern to understand. And once you understand it, you stop apologizing for needing space, for moving slowly, for not catching feelings like everyone else. You start seeing it for what it is, a reflection of how your brain protects itself, how your emotional intelligence operates, and how your sense of self stays intact even when you're alone. If this described you, drop a comment. You don't have to explain yourself, just let others know they're not the only one. And if you want more psychology that helps you understand your own human behavior without making you feel like something's wrong with you, subscribe. This channel is a space for self-awareness, not self-judgment.